So I installed OS 10 Mountain Lion on my 2011 MacBook Air 11-inch. The same day it was launched, and at first I couldn't install it because all Apple servers was busy, so I couldn't install it. But after around an hour, 30 minutes, an hour, I could start the download and install it. And then it was quite fast because the download and install took only 40 minutes in total. That's fast. And I must say that Mountain Lion is incredible good. It made my 1-year-old MacBook Air 11-inch as a totally new computer again. Mountain Lion is a lot faster than Lion was, and even Snow Leopard. Faster than Snow Leopard and Lion. Mountain Lion is the fastest operating system yet, since I switched from Windows to Mac. Really fast. And I like the new notification center. Still not many apps can use it. But for example, my favorite Twitter client, Tweetbot, can do that, and it works really great. I have switched back to use Apple Mail since Mountain Lion. I have used Gmail directly in my web browser before, but now I switched back to Apple Mail, and Apple Mail in Mountain Lion is a lot better than before. Not so many bugs, and you have some new cool features like VIP. So you can have some clients contacts as VIP contacts. And Apple Mail loads faster and synchronize faster than before, looks nicer, and so on. So I have switched back to Apple Mail, and when I did that on my Mac, I also did that on my iPhone, because I think with iOS 6 on my iPhone, I think Apple Mail will be better together with Apple Mail on my Mac. And same thing with Safari. I have been using Chrome for some months before my vacation, before Mountain Lion, and that was because I would like to try the Google experience, because I think Google has some interesting way thinking about the Google experience. So I had used Chrome on my Mac and on my iPhone to see how good it was, the experience. And I did a video about it, and I posted it on Google Plus, that I think Google should do the Google experience on iOS devices. And by that I mean they should link their apps together. So for example, you can open a link in the Google Plus app directly in the Chrome web browser. And also in Gmail, I would like to open links in the Chrome web browser instead of the really bad internal web browser in Gmail app. So that Google experience would be a great idea, great feature to have on iOS devices, but it seems to never happen. Google didn't listen to me, of course, and they teach and learn other companies and developers to add features in their apps to open directly in Chrome. For example, the latest version of Tweetings, a Twitter app on iOS, now supports Chrome. So you can open links from Tweetings in Chrome. And that is exactly how I would like Google to do it, but they don't do it. I don't get it. Why? Really strange. So I decided to switch back to Safari again and don't care about the Google experience at the moment anyways. So now I use the really excellent web browser on my Mac, Safari 6. And it's an unbelievable great web browser. I can recommend all Mac users to switch back to Safari 6 because the experience will be even better than now when iOS 6 is released on the new iPhone September, the 21st of September. Then we will have a great Safari 6 on iOS, and we will have a great connection with Safari 6 on the Macs. And Safari 6 is unbelievable good with the iCloud features and syncing with iOS devices and so on. I know Chrome has all that syncing too. You can sync tabs, history, bookmarks and so on, and that's a really great experience and really great and useful feature. But as I said, Google doesn't care about iOS. They will not do that user experience on iOS devices, unfortunately. I think that's really bad of them. I hope the next Google Plus app update will support Chrome, but I'm very skeptical. It will never happen, I'm sure of that. So now I am on Safari on all my devices. And Safari 6 in Mountain Lion is excellent. You have a unified search and URL bar now, exactly as in Chrome, but it has a nifty feature that Chrome doesn't have. It, let's say, sorts and filters your searches or typings in the unified URL bar. So it feels if you're trying to type a URL or if you're doing a web search. And that's very nifty, I think. Very useful and great. And as I said, Safari 6 supports iCloud syncing, so it syncs your tabs, bookmarks, history and so on with all your Macs at the moment, and when iOS 6 is released, also all iOS devices. But at the moment you can only sync with your Macs. And another really great feature in Safari 6 on Mac is that you can add web pages to your reading list now, and you could do that before, but this time when you add a web page to your reading list, it gets offline support, and that's awesome. It's an awesome feature because when I add a web page to read later in my reading list in Safari 6 on my Mac, I can open up that web page on my iPhone to read later, and it's offline. I don't need to have a connection, and that's excellent if you, for example, traveling on a train or something that you don't have so good connection, no 3G, no Wi-Fi. So offline support of the reading list is an excellent feature. And Safari 6 also have a lot better gesture support than Chrome. Chrome has gesture support, but not as good as Safari 6. And it looks a lot nicer doing these gestures on Safari 6, in Safari 6. And the full screen mode is better on Safari than in Chrome, because you have more screen real estate in Safari than you have in Chrome. And that's because Chrome has the tabs at the top of the window, and Safari has them below the URL bar. And by doing that, it has some few pixels more screen real estate. It feels a lot nicer to have that. For example, on my 11-inch MacBook Air, it's perfect. So even that is a lot better in Safari than in Chrome. And Safari 6 is the first version that doesn't have that bug that the Safari 5 has. Some memory leak that make the browser eat up all your memory, and then when the memory is out, it forces all the open tabs and windows to reload without notifying you. So that bug is gone now. A lot better, and Safari, as before, uses a lot fewer memory and a lot lower CPU load. And that means that the battery life on a MacBook Air 11-inch, for example, that I have, is a lot better by using Safari than Chrome. So if you don't know that, if you are on battery much on your MacBook, then use Safari, because the battery will last a lot longer than if you use Chrome. And I have done some tests about that, so I'm right about this. So I know that's the fact. So use Safari if you need longer battery life on your MacBook. Only that is one reason to use Safari instead of Chrome. All other things I've said is other reasons to use Safari instead of Chrome. When I installed Mountain Lion, I also got 30 gigabyte more free space on my SSD drive on my MacBook Air 11-inch. That was quite a surprise. I didn't know that. So after upgraded my Lion install, I did an upgrade, not a clean install. Then suddenly I have 30 gigabyte more free space on my SSD drive. Quite strange, but a glad surprise, a nice surprise. And another feature that's really great in Mountain Lion is Power Nap, and it's an excellent, awesome, useful feature. It only works on the latest MacBook Airs and the Retina MacBook Pro. You need to have an 2011 mid MacBook Air or the Retina MacBook Pro. So my 2011 mid MacBook Air 11-inch is supported, luckily. And Power Nap is a feature that updates your computer while it's sleeping, and that's maybe doesn't sound so interesting, but it is, because You can do a lot of stuff like time machine backups, iPhoto syncing, you name it. Apple Mail downloads all mail for you while you're sleeping and so on. Software updates and much more. And it does PowerNap doing all this while your computer is at sleep. You don't hear it, you don't feel it, it doesn't get warm. The battery hardly not drains at all, and so on. If you're doing it on battery, you can choose to use it on battery or only on power. I think this is a really great feature, because if you have a MacBook, you always just close the lid and the computer goes to deep sleep. And when it's in the deep sleep, now PowerNap updates it. I don't know how it works, but it doing it somehow without the computer waking up. And I think that's brilliant. Great idea, and it works. I've used it since day one, and it's absolutely amazing, because these things that PowerNap can do for me now, it took some time for me to do those things, and the CPU cycles are important, so I'm glad these CPU cycles could be used for my work instead of annoying things like backups and syncing. So to me this is a great feature, because I can be even more productive and creative. I can create content, video editing and so on, without having to do backups and syncing and everything else. So PowerNap is a really great Mountain Lion feature. One feature in Mountain Lion that I don't like, though, is that now I can't see directly on the icon how much time I have left on my battery. The battery now shows percent, exactly as it does on iOS devices. But if I hover the mouse over the icon, click on the icon, then I can see the time I have left on my battery. Okay, not a big deal, but when you're close to have no battery left, then I want to see how much time I have left all the time in my menu bar. Now I can't. I can only see a percent, and that's not the same. That's a drawback, but no big deal. I can probably live with it, don't you think? As I already said, I love Safari 6. It's my main web browser on both my Macs and iOS devices. There is only one thing that I don't like in Safari 6, and that's when I'm typing comments on Google+. The only place I have seen this. Nowhere else I have seen it. Only on Google+, in the comments. Then the characters, the text I'm typing gets corrupted somehow, gobbled. I can't see what I'm typing if I'm not scrolling the page a bit. Then the text gets updated so I can read what I have typed. And this only happens on the Google Plus page, so I don't know why. Really, really strange. And in Safari 5 that didn't happen. Only in Safari 6, I don't know why. And only on Google Plus. Nowhere else. And I think it's strange, really strange. That's quite annoying because I use Google Plus a lot, as you know. I'm quite big on Google Plus, and I post a lot and I comment a lot. So it's quite annoying. I don't know why it happens, but it happens. I will check if I install the latest nightly build from webkit.org, if that solves this problem. I don't know, but I could try. Because I don't want to switch to Chrome because of this, because I love Safari. So hopefully I don't have to switch to Chrome, and this will go away somehow, this problem. And today I talked with a Google Plus user that says that in Safari 6 the CPU spikes at 125% on his Core to Duo Mac computer when he uses Google Plus site in Safari 6. I have never seen that myself, but kind of strange that strange things in Safari 6 happens on the Google Plus page, nowhere else. I think that's quite strange. I don't know why really. Safari 6 is quite modern and uses a lot of new modern techniques that's quite new. Maybe that's why, but why only on Google Plus then? For example, Safari 6 uses a new version of the JavaScript engine that's really fast, beats Chrome and so on. It's really fast. If that could be the problem, I don't know. Hopefully either Google updates Google Plus or Apple updates Safari 6 somehow, but I don't think it's Safari's problem, because this problem is only on the Google Plus site. So it sounds more like a Google Plus problem. Another thing in Mountain Lion that I would like to have is in the notification center, when you get a Twitter notification from the built-in support of Twitter. If you click on that reply, for example, it opens on twitter.com in Safari, and it's a nice solution, but I would like to have an option to choose to open in, for example, my favorite Twitter client, Tweetbot. Or if someone uses the native Twitter app from the official Twitter app from Twitter, they could choose to open it in that app instead of twitter.com. That feature I would like to have. Of course, I could have the notification from the Tweetbot app directly, and when I click on this notification, it opens in Tweetbot. That works, but only if I have Tweetbot open all the time. These other native Twitter support works all the time. So that's a big difference. I would like to see, but probably not. We will never see that probably. I have seen in the developer version of Mountain Lion that if you click on a Facebook notification, it opens on facebook.com. So, and that's kind of great because we don't have a great native Facebook app for Mac anyways. Not an official one, at least. So if a notification from Facebook opens in facebook.com, I don't care, but I would like to see a Twitter notification open in a specific Twitter app that I choose. That would be cool. And one of the greatest things in Safari 6 is the tab navigation, the built-in tab navigation. So as you probably have seen, I have made some videos on YouTube about how I use native apps and web apps, web services in their own window as full screen apps. So for example, I open Google Plus in one window as a native app, and then I use Gmail, for example, in another window as a native app in full screen mode. Then I swipe left and right between them as they were native apps. With the new Safari 6, I don't have to open web apps and web services in their own windows and use them as native apps, because now I can use a pinch out gesture on my touchpad and then swipe left and right between all open tabs, exactly as I have done before, but now I have them all collected in Safari in different tabs. Much easier and much better. So the new tab navigation feature in Safari 6 is really great. Now I don't have to have every web page open in their own window anymore. Not that it was a bad idea, because that's really great too, but now I can use a pinch out gesture on my touchpad and do the exact same thing, navigate between my tabs in Safari, directly in Safari. Really cool. I love the touch-based gestures in Mountain Lion. I love the full screen mode and so on. Really cool. Hopefully we will see this tab navigation thing in other apps too. It would be really cool to have in other apps too. A friend of mine on Twitter, Bob Weisberg, asked me yesterday if I planning to do a video that shows how to install OS X Mountain Lion. And there is no need to do a video about that actually, because it's so unbelievable easy to do. There is no need for an instruction video of how to install Mountain Lion. There's no need at all. Because what you are doing is that you're installing Mountain Lion as if it was an app, a normal, simple app. You just click install from the Mac App Store, nothing else. And when you do that, everything else is just automatic, as it was a normal app. Nothing else. So you go to Mac App Store, find OS X Mountain Lion, click install, type your App Store account password, and then you're done. Then you have to wait until everything is finished. For me it took 40 minutes in total, but I have a really fast internet. But around 40 minutes, 20 minutes to download and 20 minutes to install. You don't have to do any backups or something when installing Mountain Lion. I didn't. Of course it's better to have a backup, because if something goes wrong, you can restore it to your backup. But I decided that I don't need a backup, because if something goes wrong, I have always the restore partition to restore my computer. So no problem actually. And I can't see anything that can go wrong because it was so easy and natural, no problem at all. Just click install and just click buy and then install, really. So you have to do 2 mouse clicks. Buy, install, and then type your password. Finished. No problem.